What's up, everybody? Trainer Steve checking in for this momentous momentum morning, the Hump Day edition. It's a good Wednesday, and it's a great day for getting some good info about cravings because it's the holiday season coming up, and we know what cravings can do to us. So here, we're going to talk about the number one thing I think that we see consistently with members, clients, patients in hospitals, clients here in the gym, nutritionists, dietitians. I think we all deal with the same issue because the whole world is dealing with this issue, and I'm going to get into it. And then after that, we're going to cover the habit roll call and give you guys the shout outs you deserve, as well as maybe give you a little feedback on what you're working on. Hopefully you want that feedback.
Science you should know about.
Alrighty, so we are here. Lost sleep and junk food cravings. That's really the issue we want to talk about today. In recent news, a recent scientific publication showed that when people had at least 8.5 hours of sleep, that part of their brain that controls feeding and appetite had a very low level of activation. They were less hungry, had lower energy intake, which is calories, and lower activation of the reward and addiction systems in their brain, more control through that prefrontal cortex. When the scientists reduced the participants' sleep to 4.5 hours, participants reported increases in hunger and appetite. I'll repeat that. When the participants slept to 4.5 hours, participants reported increased in hunger and appetite. In addition, they were more likely to choose snacks with 50%, that's 50% more calories than people with 8.5 hours sleep. Holy cow, that's pretty much decreasing your health by double when you're decreasing your sleep by double. So something to consider. What we're looking at here in terms of the science, in terms of the chemistry, let's get into the nerdiness really fast, but I'll try to make it not nerdy. Lack of sleep. This is what happens in your body. I borrowed this beautiful diagram from Rob Allen Fitness. Thank you, Rob Allen. Brain. The frontal cortex becomes damaged when you get less sleep. Reward centers become enhanced, meaning they need more work, and you get poor decision making. The hormones, you get increased ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone. When you have more ghrelin being produced as a result of not sleeping as much, your cravings will just come on. If I gave you ghrelin right now, then your hunger response would happen. Decreased leptin, meaning that you don't feel full. Typically, people with obesity have leptin issues, so they keep eating and eating and eating. They stop feeling fullness. You need that hormone to tell you that you're full. But if you're not sleeping enough, your body doesn't make that hormone, so it's an issue. Increased cortisol, that means your body starts tripping. It's like, oh man, I'm stressed out about what's going on because I'm not getting enough sleep. I can't heal. I can't recover. My gut's damaged. What do? I store fat because I need extra calories as energy because I'm tripping, because I'm worried. Right? So decreased insulin sensitivity, that's another issue because blood sugar regulation is a big problem when it comes to cravings. If you get low blood sugar all the time, you'll get lots of cravings, and if your insulin sensitivity is out of whack, then you're going to get a smack from your hormones because you're not sleeping enough. And then in terms of behavior, caffeine late in the day, high sugar foods, things like that will increase your active brain, and you won't be able to get a more recovered state, a nervous system that allows you to enter into recovery zones, and then thus fat gains. A very, very sad thing. So what we want to consider is what can we do to do that, right? What can we do to get better sleep? But more than that, why? Because I think we all know we need more sleep. Everybody knows that. It's like in the media, everybody's talking about it. There's books out about it like crazy. But there isn't enough burned into your brain to remind you as to why. So we want to cover that with this one. Reduces, there we go. What does sleep do for us? It reduces cravings. It normalizes your hunger, meaning like if your hunger has been feeling out of control, chances are you have not been getting enough sleep. And then if you can get some more sleep, you're going to get a normalized hunger response, and you'll have control of your cravings and appetite. What else does it do? It regulates your metabolism. Your metabolism often will slow down if you're not sleeping enough. And when you're sleeping very well, you'll talk to bodybuilders about it. When they're sleeping really well, they can actually see fat loss happen when they wake up. All right, here's another one, boosting mood and performance. Your reward centers get diminished when you're not sleeping enough. It's harder to make as much serotonin. Usually your dopamine response system is messed up, meaning you just keep wanting to chase reward, and it's a problem. As well as improved decision making. If you're not sleeping enough, you could actually be impaired to the level of having an intoxicated blood alcohol level of like a 0.08 or whatever, being drunk. So your decision-making faculties, the part of your brain that is responsible for that, will start to slow down. It'll have less neuronal activity, less ability to make distinguishing decisions, and the cross pathway between the hemispheres in your brain will not work as well. Reduces impulsive behavior. That's another big one. If you have problems with, picking, nail biting, eating foods and snacking when you don't want to be doing it, alcohol, cigarettes, smoking, whatever it is, pornography, all of these things will elicit out to a greater degree when you're at that 4.5, 6 hours even sleep mark. If you're at 8 hours, you're going to have better control over your system. What else does it do? It makes it easier to say no. It makes it easier to say no to all those bad foods out there and those things that might be causing us junk cravings. Okay? And let me get back over to my other main part of the deck here. Apologies. All right. Back on into the game. So the top three causes of food cravings: low blood sugar, which we just mentioned, can come as a result of imbalanced sleep. Oh, look, what's number 2? Lack of sleep. And number 3, stress, which is also felt by not getting enough sleep. So that's our big key here. This is our big leveraging tool to reduce cravings. There's so many other things you could do. There's diets you could try. There's meditation. You could go on walks, blah, blah, blah. I could make an entire guide on crushing cravings, and I'm going to. But what we want to consider is, what is our big tools? What is our big levers? And the big lever is getting enough sleep. Here's a diagram of that study that I mentioned. They took these participants, and then they had the 4.5 hour and the 8.5 hour sleepers. And you'll see here that they were less able to resist that junk food, that higher activation of the addictive systems, and they were more hungry when they slept 4.5 hours, as to where the opposite happened when they were at 8, right? So also the last thing from that test that we want to mention is that the sleep-deprived people were unable to resist what the researchers called highly palatable, rewarding snacks, which is like what most of our foods are these days. Food scientists are so good. Even though they had consumed a meal that supplied 90% of their daily caloric needs 2 hours before, they still wanted to keep eating. This is just showing you the proof is in the pudding, literally. The scientists are showing this, right? So how do we fix our sleep issues? We got to get our routine on board. There's so many posts I've already made on sleep, so I won't go into it too deeply. But having some good slow digestive carbohydrates can also help before bed. Stop drinking fluids a couple hours before bed so you don't have to pee when you get up in the middle of the night. And shut off electronics an hour or 2. I would consider probably 2, or at least dimming your lights, getting your phone down to with using flux so it changes the backlight to like a more gentle hue on the eyes. Same thing with your computer. All the basic stuff. I don't want to cover that today, though, because I already covered so much of those other things and other topics, and I'll get back to them later. The key points of today is that poor sleep can lead to weight gain or prevent weight loss, which I'm sure some of us are dealing with, by increasing your cravings. When we're tired, we're more likely to choose high-energy junk foods. I don't know why they put like biscuits. A lack of sleep also makes you expend less energy by reducing physical activity and resting metabolic rate, meaning you're not burning as many calories per minute. So that's also something to consider. Alrighty, we're going to move over to the habit roll call of the day. I'm not even going to do the intro on that because I'm running out of time, and I want to get ready for my squats with Mr. Barron. Barron says squats today will be 2. Son of a gun. I have a lot to do. He's just going to freaking sit there and laugh at me. That's all right, though. I'll get him back. Weight was 203. Eating was 6 out of 10. Back on my fit meals today. I hope that number 6 was delicious. Chantel, Echelon Day 29, CCD done. Hardcore Day skip. No snacking. A pass. Nicely done, Miss Chantel. Thank you for communicating and coordinating here with us. You are doing so good. Already on day 29 on that. That's impressive. A little mushy for you. One more from Mr. Barron. Got to move over to the roll call from yesterday. Everybody's check-ins. Having a great time here, but I do got to move, so we got to get through this. Yesterday, we talked about the importance of fiber, getting fiber into the diet, and why it affects you that way. All right, Jonathan Hernandez. My ice shower was the coldest today, 30 seconds, and I felt great about it. Rest day for workout. Iggy, Tuesday's rest day. Did a little yoga at work. Did day 8, without booze, and protein was spot on at 163. Killing it. Look at that. Spot on tracking. Abstinence. Even during his rest days, he's still getting in some yoga. Crushing it. Matt Bailey, 26-second ice blast, 18 decline push-ups. It's getting chilly, baby. Mike Wassman, day 62 of reading, day 42 of PT, and day 33 of English teaching prep, 9 kettlebell deadlifts. Mike Wassman, consistent, killing it. Appreciate you, Mike. Put it on a drum. I want to see you make a drum video. I haven't seen you drum in a while. Sammy, just a suggestion to Chantel, probably. Maybe since you know you have a hard time snacking, try transitioning to one healthy snacks like apple slices with peanut butter. Oh, I love those. Baby carrots and hummus protein. Great suggestion. Tremendous suggestion, Sammy. Thank you for that. Evelyn Price, good morning, day 98, no sugar, over 6 grams. Got my stretches in, kettlebell swings, that was from yesterday. She already at 99, though, so why read it? Protein share, though, we will share 159 elliptical, day 8, 12 minutes, killing it with her protein tracking. I'm so proud of you, Evelyn, for consistently tracking through on the protein. Just doing a wonderful job, keeping it up. All right, I need to get my stretches going here. I got to get limber for these squats. My daily squat routine is to get 1 rep more each day, as I've recommended to everybody in the group, but I'm going to continue recommending to everybody in the group, is that 1, we comment below, but 2, we work on a habit with intention towards building a skill behind a specific set of actions. So there needs to be a burned in time that says, I need to do this thing. There needs to be an environment that's so familiar that you're like, I'm always doing it here. This is where I burn it in. This is what I'm doing. This is how I do it, right? And then what we do is we start uncomfortably slow. Like we put it to a very, very easy. I always use the running analogy. If you're going to start taking up a running habit, don't go running miles the first day. Just run to the first mailbox. And then day 2, run to the second mailbox, literally, and then just go to the third one, and then go to the fourth one. And it seems ridiculous, but the hardest part about all of this is actually showing up every day and putting your shoes on and going outside. It isn't the running component. It's the fear of going out to go running. And the thing is that most people limit themselves because of that fear, because they have not burned in the habit of making it normal. So the reason we suggest over and over here is to build a specific physical habit with us. It's not just, I want to eat better. It's a specific physical habit that we're burning in and we're rewiring in our brain to automate so that we no longer have to get owned by slavery of self. You can free yourself from your own negative habit cycles by intentionally burning in and wiring new habits. And that's what this group is for. That's what we're trying to do for everybody here. So many of us have all been successful here in doing so. Just the fact that you are showing up, though, and checking in, any of us, is saying to ourselves that we're committed and that we're working harder and that we're on the journey, right? Because everybody's on a different journey. You don't have to be burning in a brand new specific habit with us. I just push that so much because I believe in it so much, and I know it's helped me and so many of us around us here because it's a tried and true system. All right, that's it. I'm out.